Good morning, 4th grade scholars. I hope you're all having an amazing start to your day. Today, we're going to build on our knowledge and understanding of quotations and dialogue, and then we will talk about cause and effect after your third read of the informational text, My Librarian is a Camel. We are going to begin by looking at a short story. In this story, the writer uses a lot of dialogue. "It's been foggy all summer," moaned Leslie. "I'm so tired of gray skies and drippy plants." Simon joked, "Well, if you were a redwood tree, you wouldn't mind. You would cheer every gray day, and you would love the feeling of water dripping from your branches." The quotation marks have been identified for us. Let's take a closer look at how each quotation is punctuated, and also how the dialogue is used to give details about this short story. So if we look at the first part, the first sentence, "It's been foggy all summer," moaned Leslie. The quotation marks come at the beginning of the sentence. It starts with an opening quotation mark and then a capital letter for "it's," and then we have the whole quotation. "It's been foggy all summer," comma, and then our closed quotation mark. The comma again separates the what's being said from the who is saying it. Now again, we can get a lot of information and details and start to picture in our head exactly how the characters are feeling as they're speaking, just by the way the author tells us who's speaking. I can read this as, "It's been foggy all summer," moaned Leslie, and I know that she's complaining. I know she's not happy. I can tell exactly what she looks like in my mind. I have that picture. And then again, there's a period because that is the end of that sentence. The next sentence begins again with her speaking, so we have our beginning quotation mark, and then a capital I for the word I'm so tired of the gray skies and drippy plants. Again, there's an exclamation point, meaning that she's really means what she's saying. She's not excited at that exclamation point, but she's saying it in a way to make her point. And again, the exclamation point or the punctuation mark is going inside of the closed quotation mark, which is marked for us. The next character responds. He says, "Simon joked." So again, the character is speaking at the beginning of the sentence, so we have a regular capital letter at the start of our sentence, and then a comma before the quotation mark. And then inside the quotation mark, we have a capital W for the first word, well. Now, Simon says a few sentences. Notice how the quotation marks go at the beginning of what he's saying, and then not again until he's finished speaking. We do not need to use quotation marks around every sentence when a character is saying many sentences at a time. Just to mark the beginning of them speaking and the end of the speaking, unless the author chooses to break up the quotation or the dialogue by telling us who is speaking. In this case, we can also get a feeling or an understanding of the character Simon. He's less serious. He's not sad. He's not moaning like Leslie. He's joking around. He's trying to make her feel better. He's a much more positive character. Again, this is just a few sentences, a very short piece of the story, but we learned a lot about the characters. We also learned a lot about the setting. It's talking about it being foggy and rainy and redwood trees. Redwood trees are not something that we typically see here in Connecticut, so we know that it is probably in another part of our country. Let's look at some examples together. Our first sentence says, "Camels deliver books here," said Raj. "We're glad to have them." Take a moment to think about what part of the sentence is the person speaking and what part of the sentence is the who is speaking. And now let's think about how to punctuate this sentence and where we need to add quotation marks and periods and commas. So, "Camels deliver books here," said Raj. We know that the character is speaking first. So next to the word camels, we are going to have our quotation marks to indicate or to tell the reader that we are starting dialogue. "Camels deliver books here" is what he's saying, and then we need a comma, a closed quotation mark, and then "said Raj," period. That's the end of that sentence. "We're glad to have them" is the next sentence, and again, that is Raj speaking, So we have quotation marks around the were. We have our ending quotation mark around them. And then inside of that ending quotation mark, we need our punctuation, which we can have a period, or if he's really excited about that and wants to show the reader that he's excited, we can have an exclamation point. Before you begin your third read, I want you to work with your teacher to punctuate this sentence, the second sentence. Think again, who is speaking? What are they saying? What is the dialogue part of the sentence? And what is the tag or the who is speaking part of the sentence? We'll give you a few minutes to work with your teacher. And then please pause the video. You will complete the third read with your teacher. And then we will come back together to work on the cause and effect. All right, so hopefully you were able to do the third read of My Librarian is a Camel with your teacher. And you have an even deeper and better understanding of the story. You're able to use the visuals. You're able to visualize and to understand more than you were in the last few days. Right now, I would like you to turn to pages 84 and 85. If you're at home, you have your textbook. If you're here in front of us, we can reread this together. What is the cause of the roads being impassable in this part of Kenya? And then what is the effect of the roads being impassable? So first we're going to look at having an effect. We know that the roads are impassable in this part of Kenya. Why is that? What is the cause of that? We know that these roads are impassable because they are dirt. We know that they are not very well taken care of. They are in a very remote part of the country. There's a lot of desert sand that is making it impossible or impassable. Now, the second one, we have a cause, and then we want to think about the effect, or what is the reason why. The roads are impassable, so what is the effect of that? What does that create? Well, as a result, librarians bring books to the community 5 days a week using camels. Again, if they were able to drive and use cars, they wouldn't have to do that. But because the roads are impassable, the result of that is that they were creative and they found a solution of using camels. That is the end of our time together here today. Please continue working with your teacher to complete this lesson, and we will see you again soon.